my peace and sanity is worth more to me than staying with a woman who is toxic, who is doing nothing but adding drama to my life, who doesn't add any value whatsoever to my life, who's disrespecting me, who doesn't treat me with any type of reverence. I would rather be alone for the rest of my fucking life rather than being with this woman. I don't even want to be around a woman who disrespects me because of how annoying they are.
Guys, the less you care, the more she feels it. Here's why. When you stop trying to prove your worth, you trigger her curiosity and emotions on a deeper level. Women can feel when your energy shifts, when you're no longer chasing, validating, or begging for her attention. That calm detachment makes her question her own value in your eyes, and that mystery pulls her in.
Si tú estás con una mujer que no te da lo que mereces, salte de ahí. Porque el quedarte ahí es subcomunicarle a ella y a ti mismo que ese trato que te da a ti, te lo mereces. Porque no va a cambiar, no va a cambiar, no va a cambiar. La gente no cambia. A los hombres nos cuesta un chingo de trabajo darnos cuenta de las verdaderas intenciones de una mujer. Nosotros la vemos buena, la vemos pura, la vemos santa. O sea, si los hombres no fuéramos tan pendejos, no habría hombres tratando de sacar a las mujeres de los tables y los putos.
¿Alguien sabe por qué los hombres mayores son los más lindos? Porque su experiencia los hace distintos. Ya no juegan con sentimientos. Saben lo que quieren y lo que no. Un hombre maduro conquista con calma, con respeto y con seguridad. Y eso los hace distintos e irresistibles.
Never, ever go back to the woman who cheated. When a woman betrays you, she's not just breaking your trust. She's spitting on your name, your manhood, and your destiny. Understand this. In the Bible, Judas kissed Jesus before he betrayed him. That's what a cheating woman does. She smiles in your face while stabbing you in the back. Cheating isn't a mistake, it's a decision. She measured it, she planned it. She let another man touch what belonged to you. And once a woman opens that door, she's no longer yours. She belongs to the streets, to the demons she let in. Listen, bro, if you don't know the codes of female betrayal, you'll fall for the same trap again. Going back to a woman who cheated is like crawling back to the snake that bit you, hoping this time her venom will taste like love. No, king. That venom only kills slower the second time. Be savage, be disciplined, be a man of truth. Never go back. Stay Putinized.
Vas a tener 100 novias en tu vida. Ten una, pero una chingona. No 100 locas que te arruinen la vida y te den crisis de ansiedad. Lo mismo pasa con los amigos. Ten 3 cabrones leales, chingones, que quieran mejorar y esos se van a sentir orgullosos de tu desarrollo. Pero si por tener un chingo de amigos andas con un chingo de envidiosos a tu alrededor, te van a sabotear tu camino. Esa es la regla de la vida. Los perdedores les toca pagar por sexo y enamorarse de las putas. Los ganadores les tocan las mujeres fieles, leales y exclusivas.
Today's video, what we're going to do is talk about what women want. Now, I'm going to break down some of the qualities and do's and don'ts for men and how to access women, because there is so much advice online and I see so much advice that I obviously disagree with. And the reason I disagree with it is because I've met many men who follow this advice to a T and they end up in terrible relationships. And the cost of being with the wrong woman is so much more expensive for men than it is for women, because you could get the wrong person pregnant and you're stuck for the rest of your life. We still have some autonomy and choice over who we have a child with. You just don't anymore. So it's really, really important that men get this right. So I'm going to go through what it is that women want. There's only one thing that all women want. People will tell you that they want money, they want someone tall, they want someone stronger than them, they want someone richer than them, they're hypergamous. All of this is no. That's not true. Women define hypergamy by one thing and one thing only. If a man is more intelligent than them, and they do not define intelligence by degrees or by being a CEO, it's whether or not we can trick you. That's it. You can be shorter than us, you can be poorer than us, you can be dumber than us in all other regards, but if we can't trick you, we'll still give you some respect. But if you're richer than us, taller than us, got more degrees and more qualifications, but we can trick you and we can manipulate you and we can derive resources or anything from you in any way, shape or form, we cannot see you as a body to respect. So when we talk about being hypergamous, the reality of hypergamy for a woman is only by one metric. It's our ability to manipulate a man. Yeah, we will only respect men we can't manipulate. It doesn't matter about his bank card. It doesn't matter about his height. We only respect men we can't manipulate. Now, the problem with men is they are far more naive than women. Majority of women, if you tell them that I saw your boyfriend talking to this girl, within 2 minutes she's investigating, and within 5 minutes she's screaming down the phone at him. You tell that to a man and he'll say, no, my girlfriend would never do that. My girlfriend's not like this. They make a million excuses. And it's because men have been conditioned into thinking that women don't lie. Women, they're softer. They don't manipulate. They're the ones that lie. It's not true. So when women meet a man who is naive, who makes excuses for her, she automatically loses respect and desire for him. And the reason why she can't desire him is because she feels like she's stronger than him. And we can't feel safe amongst a man that we feel we're stronger than, or we feel we're more powerful than. We can't feel safe with that guy. Whereas that guy that, who we can't manipulate, who is ahead of the curve, who is suspicious, we trust his judgment then. If we know that he doesn't fall for every lie and he double checks everything, we know we can trust his judgment. We know that when he says this restaurant is good, it's going to be good. When he says this hotel is great, we know it's going to be great. When he says don't do business with that person, we trust them. But the guy that we can manipulate, we don't trust any word that comes out of his mouth afterwards. So that's why it's really important for you not to be naive with women. Don't do it. Yeah, you will suffer if you do. Now, the other thing that what we find attractive compared to what we don't find attractive is we prefer men that seek respect over approval. Now, what I mean by this is we want a man who is looking to be respected by others rather than to be liked by others. And that guy, how we know he's somebody who wants respect rather than approval is he's not a yes man. He's not a go with the flow kind of guy. He will stand up for what he thinks. He won't be like argumentative. But if he thinks something, if he believes something, he's not easily swayed. He's not easily pressured by his friends. He's not easily pressured by his wife. He stands up for. He has his own set of values that he stands up for. That man we respect. But that guy that just wants to be liked by everybody, who just wants to be popular, who just wants to not rock the boat, who just wants to be nice, we realize that approval means more than self-respect, and therefore we lose interest in that guy. So we prefer respect over approval. Now, another thing that women find attractive versus unattractive is we can tell the difference between fake confidence and authentic confidence. Now, men with fake confidence, their confidence comes from external factors. So they make their identity and their personality based on how much money they might have, or how many, what they do for a living, or just anything external. It could be how many women they've been with. Something other than them makes them feel confident. Yeah? So they'll brag a lot. And they let these external things they lead with that. They lead with money. They lead with how many women they've been with. They lead with these external indicators of success. Whereas people with authentic confidence do not require external validation. They do not need to tell you how much they earn, how well they do, how many women they've been with. They don't have that false confidence. Now, and how you can tell whether he's got fake or real confidence, a really big indicator is the type of women he chooses. Now, if he's choosing women who disrespect him, who manipulate him, who take money from him, but she looks amazing, we know he's somebody who's built on false confidence. He relies on external things that make him look good in a room rather than things that make him feel good when he's home alone. And that's a great indicator that he has low confidence. Whereas that man who who will say no to women, who will reject women, who disrespect him in private, even if she makes him look good in public, that suggests he has true confidence. And we're always looking for a man who has authentic confidence over false confidence. Another factor that we look for in men is some vulnerability. Now, there's a lot of talk online how men should never be vulnerable and they should never show emotions to women, and, you know, it makes them weak and so on. No, that's called being emotional. Women don't want emotional men, but they do want vulnerable. And here's the difference. Emotional men have an overreaction to the event that occurred. They cannot regulate their responses to triggers in their environment. So let's say, for example, something was broken or someone annoyed them, and so they have such a disproportionate response to the trigger that it makes them look emotionally dysregulated, and that's super unattractive, because it shows a woman that you can't stay calm in conditions of chaos, and we need that in order for us to see you as a leader. So we don't want emotional, we don't want someone erratic and unable to soothe himself, but we do want vulnerable. And what vulnerable means is exposing parts of your thoughts and feelings that create connection, exposing parts of your thoughts and feelings that could potentially put a woman off you, but you do it because you want to be honest with her. So vulnerable might be is letting her know that, you know, you have a commitment issue. This is because such and such used to happen in the past, and I experienced this with women, or I experienced this in my childhood, and as a result I don't actually believe in commitment, and so I struggle with commitment. Or it might be explaining certain flaws. It might be things like, I'm really bad with money, I really need help with that, I'm terrible at this, I'm trying to fix this habit. You let them know potential flaws that could put her off you, but you're not there to try and win her over. You're there to see if you two are emotionally compatible. Now, that guy, the reason why that's so attractive is he is going more down the route of you take it or leave it. This is who I am. You can either join me on this journey or you cannot. But if he has to kind of hide his emotions, doesn't give you too much, seems a bit cold, seems hard to approach, it's only a matter of time before the woman either leaves or cheats, because women need emotional connection. Whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, they need that emotional vulnerability, because we like to be with men that make us feel seen. And somebody who's unwilling to express themselves or unwilling to be vulnerable is not showing himself, and also not going to elicit that vulnerability back out of you. So you almost feel like you're with somebody cold or hard to read, and as a result, the woman, it's a matter of time before she looks for somebody who makes her feel more seen. So vulnerability is really important. How you practice vulnerability is really getting more and more self-awareness, learning about yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what your values are, knowing what your weaknesses are, knowing what your flaws are, and being totally okay with expressing that to somebody else, not living like hiding that from people, expressing that, but not being afraid of their judgment of it. This whole talk online, like never show a woman you're vulnerable, she will judge you. Why are you afraid of a woman judging you? You're a grown man. You're scared of a woman's judgment? You should be like, judge me if you want to judge me. The door's open if you want to go, but this is what I think and feel. But what the manosphere will teach you is like, it's the most terrifying thing in the world if a woman judges you. Here's the thing. We don't want emotional. We want vulnerable. Vulnerable creates connection. Emotional creates chaos. Another factor that determines whether a man will be seen as attractive or unattractive is how he deals with rejection. Now, what makes a man super attractive is his ability to embrace rejection. Now, what we mean by this is, of course, nobody likes to be rejected. It's a horrible feeling. It's really embarrassing in the moment. It's very deflating, and it's really easy to say as a woman, oh, just accept rejection, because we don't really get rejected as much as men. But here's how to handle rejection. When a woman doesn't want you, firstly, you don't take it personal. Secondly, you accept her opinion. What the weak men will do is, when a woman rejects him, he'll fight harder. He wants her more. We don't really want a guy that persistent. What we mean by persistence is we're giving you interest, we're showing you interest, and we want you to return that interest. That's what we mean by playing hard to get or wanting somebody to show you attention. But when we're outright rejecting you and you are still showing us interest, we start to see you as somebody who doesn't have alternatives. And by alternatives, we don't mean you need to have other women lined up, but you should have a life that you enjoy with or without us. Now, if you're not accepting our rejection, it makes us feel like you're not living a fulfilling life. And we are not attracted to men that are not living a fulfilling life. So hanging on makes it really, really unattractive for a woman. Another thing that men do when they're faced with rejection is that they get abusive. They start being like, well, you start insulting you, and they can be like, start putting you down, and then start becoming really negative about you. That also shows that you're a sore loser. It shows that you're not emotionally mature.
¿Quieres salir con morras? Necesitas dinero. Esa es nuestra realidad cruel y dura. Si no tienes dinero, no puedes andar perdiendo el tiempo en morras. Entonces, no tienes dinero. El poquito que tienes, vas y se lo regalas a una morra. Y trabajas una semana para gastártelo en el fin de semana con la morra. No sale, mi compa. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque se va a dar cuenta. Se va a dar cuenta que no te sobra y te va a mandar a la verga. Y entonces perdiste 5 semanas de trabajo en esa morra.